Okay, here we are. Awesome. All right, so today we're working on my Apple Man puppet. This guy here. Last time we had accidentally broke all of his triggers, but I think I figured out how to recover them. I was just working too fast and not paying attention because I build so often. My mistake. So let's see. His legs may not be connected. Connected over here, though. There we go. Yep, he's working fine. We got the parallax back. Oh, thank heaven. We do have some fixes to do, like in the eyes. I actually want the parallax off entirely for this character. But if we open his associated Illustrator file, the front angle... his legs are kind of in the wrong spot. So what we're going to do is remove it 1 pixel over. And then we're going to come over here. I'm going to grab this one, remove it 1 pixel over. I'm going to hit save. We'll pop over into Character Animator and let that load. Let's see if that fixes the legs. It did not fix his legs. That is really annoying. So we're going to hop back over into Illustrator, and sometimes what we can do is we can rename a minor layer, like this one here. We can name this leg, and now we'll hit save. We'll see if that... sometimes it pops them back into place. Sometimes it doesn't. You definitely have to fix his mouth. I don't want the parallax on. That moved it even further. I'm not sure why. It's okay. Come up to rig mode here. And we'll just select this whole leg. It looks like it's just the default. We'll put that back where it goes. And later on, as I'm editing this puppet, these legs may pop back. Like, they might end up, like, way up inside of him, like, all the way up here. And that's because it's going to be recognizing that it used to be down here. And it should be like, oh, it's not supposed to be down there. Let me put it back here, says the software. And I have already put it back, so it basically moves it again for me. So, yeah, that's a bug we'll have to deal with eventually on this puppet, but that's the price I pay for accidentally breaking all of the rigging the other day, which we do have pretty much all fixed up. His frontal left eye and right eye were acting kind of unique. I wasn't sure what was going on there. And his mouth had a parallax on it, which I did not like, which is probably going to be in this frontal face behavior. Parallax strength 100. It is. So this is going to be on Apple Man front body head. So if we come over to here. I'm not sure if this is the one. Oh, this probably is. Let's click that and see what it does. Oh, maybe not. Face. Here it is. Parallax strength right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So now his mouth doesn't move like it was. I might... no, let's leave that down. Oh, yeah. And let's do the head tilt strength. Let's take that down just a little bit. There. Let's make it feel a little more natural. Let's see if we take it all the way down to 0. It still kind of tilts. And he has 1 foot mounted to the ground, but the other one isn't. We need to fix that. I like this down maybe by 50. Okay. So, and then this leg right here isn't attached to the ground. Let's figure out why. Right leg, default. Oh, I guess we could turn off this. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. It's not rigged. Okay. Neither of them are rigged. No, this one's rigged. Okay. Well, that would make sense as to why it's not working then. Let's go ahead and repair that. Move this whole leg up just a little bit more. We want to match the height of that other leg. Looking closely, that's about right. Okay, we're going to tag this as a hip. And we're going to grab the kneecap, then the ankle, and then the heel, and then the toe. This is going to be a short stream today. I want to make sure I'm streaming like almost every single day doing this because our goal is to get monetized on the YouTube. So be sure to hang out and check out the video. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to build. Feel free to ask questions as I go along because I do talk a lot. And I talk fast. Okay, so this should be rigged up now. Yep, there we go. And we have a limb IK going on. Let's see if we can make them draggable. To make your feet draggable, you have to apply it to the heel handle in Adobe Character Animator. If you don't do that, then it won't behave correctly. It has to be on the heel. Almost right. We missed one thing, which silly me, I should have noticed right away. Our leg needs to be independent because it moves. Anything that moves independently requires an independent handle. That makes sense. So now he can move. Now he can kind of like lean on something. Hey, kids. You know, he's cool. We're going to talk about the joys of brushing your teeth. I like that. I wish I could see how long I've been live for. Oh, I can right here. Telling me. Eight minutes. Okay, so right on 8 minutes, I got a video I'm going to use for shorts. Actually, I might even be able to record it with this. Nah. I wish OBS could. Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, we can do a recording at the same time. Cool. All right. Well, maybe we'll post a short video. I don't like how his legs are moving, though. You can see we get a lot. I mean, I guess it's really cartoony. He can kind of. Today we are dancing with the lollipop kids. The lollipop kids. I do like it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to export this. Oh, first we're going to copy some media files. Hey, are you eating my pants? Stop eating my pants. Lay over here. My dog's eating my pants. Come over here. Come over here. Come on. You don't need to be over by those pants. There you go. Okay. Well, and this can kind of make them jump, too. You're such a trouble. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Got any grapes? So now our apple's working pretty good. The eyes kind of get this like shake when I move around a little bit sometimes. Maybe it's because I'm wearing my glasses. Yeah, it's working better when I take my glasses off. Let's try to reset everything. much like how his knees pop. I wonder if I could add a dragger to our knees just to give them a default position. This is, I typically add these draggers in. These are very minor draggers. These draggers are designed to be dragged like only a few pixels. So we can kind of, let's set our place. I like them right there. We're going to click each one. Oh, maybe not. Nope. It's not going to let us drag our knees. And that's a bummer because we could have used some draggable knees. But that's okay. Oh, I remember one way I got around this. I absolutely remember one way I got around this. We're going to go into our torso. We're going to grab this. We're going to click here. We're going to make that draggable. Let me see what that does. That kind of sets the weight a little better if I refresh where the dragger's not active. You can see like the bottom of my body rotates out. See that if I turn my head extreme, like he's really reaching down there. And that's good for like reaching down to pick something up. But like if I just click that and move it a little bit, now you see we'll get a little, no, it still kind of does it. We could straighten it out though with this dragger and kind of clean up his pose a little bit. This dragger would be used very infrequently. It would mostly be for like, say I want him to look down and be sad. Like, what's our eye gaze on? Okay. Look down and be sad, and he's like, oh, I'm sad. But he's kind of like, he has his weight on that other ankle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag this up a little bit. And now he doesn't have his weight on that leg as much. It's not a bad idea. I did this with another puppet, Ari, and she was less like wide as this character is and more tall, and it was a little more accentuated. Okay. Oh, the worm face kind of comes off, but I actually like that. He can look around really good. Okay. So I think this puppet's pretty good to go. We're going to export this puppet. I'm going to export a couple different versions. That was my mistake last time, is I didn't export my puppet. CH puppets. Let's go OC. Let's make a new OC folder, and we're going to call this, Dum Appleman Show, maybe, or, I'm making this show with my student Rexy, so I guess show with Rexy would work just as good. We don't really have a title for it yet. We're just kind of goofing around and making stuff. Here's Appleman. So we exported this version of him. Now I'm going to export a version of him where are his legs right here? Where his left leg and his right leg. Actually, what if we just... Oh, no, because the lim IK. I mean, I could add it in, but then things start to get messy. I was going to duplicate these legs, and then we can just make a set that's independent and a set that's not. But lim IK recognizes only 4 limbs at a time. 2 arms, 2 legs, left arm, left leg, right leg. And so if we have 4 left leg and 4 right legs in there, it'll throw it off. See, these legs aren't rigged, like the on the knees, the meditating, the sitting. Those aren't rigged. And actually, I kind of want to see how those work with the independent default legs. Let's see, left leg, let's go W. Oh, and that's just the left leg. I'll have to fix that. See, yeah, I don't. What if I grab that dragger? I can kind of straighten him out. See. Yeah, I can straighten him out. But his legs are rigged incorrectly. So we're going to go back and fix that. Again, we're not doing too long of a stream today. Let me move this a little closer. We're not doing too long of a stream today because it was a work day. So I didn't have as much time to do art. Sad face. But I mean, that's life, right? So we're doing a short one. And then later on tonight, if I'm still not too sleepy, I will plan on going live again. Okay, so we have this version of our character. I earned points. Cool. We have this version of our character, but the legs on the triggers here, so left leg and right leg, I actually have both like on knees. Oh, but it's only from one angle. So that's easy to fix. We just need right leg dragged in to default. And that'll fix that. But also, we have these other angles that aren't incorporated into our hotkeys. Left leg, right leg, body, right leg, left leg. So we're going to include these. That's the left quarter. Then we also need the right quarter. Left leg, right leg. Okay. And we're just going to go through and select, holding control. We can select multiple files or multiple layers at once. We're going to grab these left legs. We're going to drop them in default. And now we're going to move on to on knees. There we go. We're going to drag that here. And now we're going to grab meditating. Then we got sitting. Again, I'm holding control. That allows me to grab multiple layers without grabbing in between, like if you were to use shift. Sitting. And I guess that's it. Oh, I missed this meditating. And I missed this sitting. Always good to double check. Looks like we're good to go. Okay, so the legs are all rigged up. Now we're going to go through and check the rest of these. Now let's rename left legs to be legs. Because that's both the left and the right legs. My microphone fell. Okay. So now we have left quarter completed. We have right quarter completed as far as, oh wait, we have right quarter, left quarter. Or did I include the right walking into that? I did. We really didn't need the walking included because the animations aren't really going to be played out. But I mean, I guess we should be consistent throughout the file. So, oh, the legs are closed. There we go. We're going to drop that in default. We're going to come into the on knees. And then the meditating, and then the sitting, and walking. See, I don't have a walking. We actually won't need a walking. I'm going to remove that. All right. I'm going to do a quick quality check here. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure we could still hear my voice and that it wasn't being modulated. Okay. So let's see here. We have our legs done. We can close those up. We're going to close them up across all 5 angles. And now we're going to move on to our arms, and we're going to make sure our hands are rigged across all the angles. They're not. Oh, this is going to be fun. Left arm. Right arm, And these arms aren't rigged either, so we've only rigged the frontal angle so far. But that's because I wanted to make sure I spent time getting some new stuff down. We got the parallax down. It had to be fairly easy because I don't overly remember. I think you just add the face behavior and then crank the parallax up. Like, that's all I really remember doing. And we played with it a little bit just to make sure I remembered. Because there's so much in the software, there's so much to do all the time that I'm not going to remember something after playing with it just once. There we go. Okay, so now we have all these opened up. Some of them should be already in here, the front. Yeah, I left the front closed. So we have the front angle, and then we have actually right arm and left arm both selected right now. Let's close all the rights. We also want to double check and make sure that all the rights are on the right. So that right is on the right, and then we're going to leave the left open. There's the left. Let's double check. Yeah, that's on the left. And the reason we're double checking is because when we make these, I don't want to turn it off. When we make this puppet, we mirror parts, and we mirror them by flipping it just like a mirror. But sometimes I'll forget to name the left on the right and the right on the left. That's the right. I'm closing the rights. Yeah, okay. That's the left. Double check and make sure this is the left. Yep. That means this one's the right. So we can close that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different left arms. Left arm. Yeah. Left, right, left, right. Here we go. Okay. So we're going down to thumb down, and we're going to select all the thumb down by holding Control. This gets to be a little tedious. It is the most, I would say, like labor-intensive part of rigging a puppet is when you have 47 hands across all these angles, because now we have to drag and drop all of these. Knock, knock. Point. I don't remember the money hand. This is a new hand set as well that came with this artwork. This actually isn't my original artwork. I found a bunch of characters that are like free to use, and they're just, well, they're not free to use. You have to pay to get the characters, but there's a bunch done already, and they're pretty much layered for rigging. I obviously had to clean up the layering quite a bit, you know, to prep the file, but like the artwork's all there in the way that I need it to be in order to rig these guys up. Let me make sure that's the right. Okay, back. Yep. Thumb up, back. There we go. If you have any questions about what's going on, what I'm building here, why I'm making any decisions that I do, be sure to leave a comment in the video. I just did a test comment to make sure that I could see it. Finger, 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 finger. There we go. You can see this is the pretty straightforward, simple part of building. Oops. That doesn't say fancy. Or that says fancy, not fist. There we go. Next we're on to 3. Point is obviously going to be 1. I should have just named it 1 instead of point, because 1 sticks out a little bit more, and I know what it is. But we live and learn. We get more efficient with each action we take towards a thing, and that's one of the few ways I have to be more efficient, is my layer naming. Layer naming is one thing that definitely is extremely important in Adobe Character Animator. If we don't layer things properly, it won't work right. But also, if we don't layer things properly, we won't be able to find the thing that we're looking for when we need it. So that's why it's important to be extremely thorough with your layer naming. One of my students, Rexy, right now, she is going through and naming a lot of things in her stuff. That was actually half of our last class, was just going through and naming stuff and trying to figure out what was the best name for each symbol. Or layer, rather, not symbol. There we go. Not metal. Mahalo. Now we're on to metal. Oh, I missed. This is wrong. Where's that at? Metal 2. That's not supposed to be in here. That's Mahalo. Mahalo. Okay, so now we're going to come back down and start back on metal 2. Oh, gosh. Okay. Metal 2. Fingers crossed front. And we're just stacking the triggers. That way they're all tied together. Fist front. Fancy front. I think that's pinky out. The fancy is pinky out, like SpongeBob. Palm. And you might be thinking, how in the world are we going to trigger all of these? Because, yeah, we're rigging them and we're wiring them up, but we don't have enough hotkeys available because we only get 36 hotkeys total that we can program on a keyboard. Well, what we do is we actually only create a trigger for 1 because we're not using this live. 3 front. We're using this for recorded content. I wouldn't rig things up live that have this many triggers because you're never going to have enough hotkeys. I have a MIDI keyboard as well as a regular keyboard that I could use to activate all these hotkeys. So that puts me around 36 plus 40, 6, 7, around 80 hotkeys that I have available to me. But good luck keeping them all straight in your head. You would have to have an extremely well thought out labeling system to keep everything going. 3 front, piece front. Point front. A lot of patience. Animation takes an insane amount of patience. And it really, sometimes it doesn't pay off immediately. Like your cartoon may flop that you spent hours on, but then you get to put it like in your portfolio as like a piece of the puzzle. And that's pretty cool. And also the fact that you grew from it, and will definitely do better next time on something similar, is also pretty cool. Default and default. And now we have the whole left arm rigged up. I want to close and reopen this real quick. Okay. Now we got to go onto the right arm. So now we need to close all the lefts and open all the rights. So left, right, left, right. And we know that all of these rights are properly labeled in this case because of process of elimination. Right. So now we have 4 right arms. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to close this left hand. I'm going to open up this right hand. And we're going to get to work here. Though I do wish I would have brought a drink of water with me. Thumb down. Oh, I'm already at the bottom. It's so slower. Okay, front. Knock. Point. Check for comments. Okay. Now we're going on to money. Pardon me. Sorry for the coughing. Money. Oh, it looks like I missed a point. Let's grab this last money, and then we're going to go back and fix that point. So on point here, one of these is going to say knock. I don't want that. There we go. And that should have fixed that point. There we go. Now that's all cleaned up. Now let's grab our thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. And the thumbs up. And we're going to drag it over here. A lot of repetition, but repetition is key to memorization. If I can click the right ones today. Palm out. Okay, back. Thumbs up, back. There we go. Make sure audio is still working. It is. My audio program that connects my microphone to my computer likes to crash randomly. So that's been fun. Finger gun. The metal. There we go. It's also been a minute since I've been eyeballs deep in a puppet. I've done some modifications to some recently, but as far as building from the ground up, I kind of took a little vacation from it. Mostly because of summertime. I took the summer off, hung out with my family. We went to the movies, the ice cream store, the pool. We did all the fun things, and we just really did it up. Because a lot of this job is all day, every day. Animating, sometimes I can be animating for 12 or 16 hours in one day. And that can really get exhausting. So I always be sure to take a little bit of time off to spend it with family. We also had someone very near and dear to our hearts pass away this past summer. So, and it happened just as school was letting out. And my family, my daughters rather, really haven't experienced much of that death in their life. So it meant a lot to them that we got to spend time together. It helped a lot with life and understanding it. But now we're back to it. And I'm so thankful to be able to build puppets today. We won't be live too long today. We got a short stream, so stick with us. We're going to get this puppet. We're going to get him probably all rigged up or mostly rigged up. And I don't know what we're doing for content yet with this puppet. We are building a rather complex one here. Like I said, we have all these hands. This is just the right hand we're working on right now. I was glad I recovered a lot of the puppet file that I lost yesterday. I wasn't paying attention, and I accidentally renamed a layer that broke all my rigging. Because the layering in Adobe Character Animator is a lot like code. The more you mess with it, the more likely you are to break something. So once you get your code done, once you get all your layer names in there, it's important to just kind of leave them alone. Unless you're really into redoing a bunch of rigging, which I was at first. My first few puppets, I would get them mostly built out. I wouldn't quite understand what I did because I'd be troubleshooting along the way, kind of like building a car from the ground up and troubleshooting a lot of problems. You're not going to know exactly what you did because you did so much wrong. So I would delete the whole thing and I would start again. And I would repeat that process until I built one and I knew exactly what I did and how I did it. And I could recreate it. And that's how I got good at building puppets. I just failed and failed and failed and failed until I couldn't fail anymore. Ooh, like that. There we go. Piece front, point front. I've been building puppets since around 2018. It was late 2018, about August. We're on this one. I almost done goofed. Now we're on to the default, which should be the last of the hands. Okay. So now his right hands and his left hands are done across all 5 angles. Phew. That was fun. Let's close these up. I always like to close everything. There we go. Okay. Oh, we probably have stuff open in front. We do. Let's close that. Okay. So we have all of our left hands and right hands. Now we need to make sure our eyes are rigged across all angles. And now with the hands, I don't feel like searching all these individual things. It's a lot of work. It's easier to just like find them and open them. But here we can search these. We can search board. And then we can find left board, which that one's already included. You can tell because it's got that hand here. Left board, left board, left board. And that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, because the center's still going to be done. And now we can do right board, right board, right board, right board. Which I don't know. I'm going to drag it first. I want to make sure. Yeah, that's the right. That's the left. 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 Wonder why I'm getting 2. That's okay. We'll see how that comes out. Our board should be all linked up, and now we need to do blink. Left blink, left blink, left blink, left blink, left blink. We don't need that one. Left blink. Now for the other one, you'll notice it's just named default. So what are we going to do? How are we going to find it? Because the word default's permeating this entire file. Well, we can go right eye, left eye, right eye, left eye. Oh, we don't want the blink. We want the eye. Left eye, right eye. And since we kept everything closed, since we closed all our doors, when we go like this, boop, it's going to show us all those files. So now we can come in here and we can find those defaults. Default, and I have 2 different eyes because I do the eyelids separate from the eyes themselves. We finished left walking, we finished right walking. Okay, right eye, left eye, right eye, left eye. Default, default. All right, and then we can close that. Front we're done with. Left eye, right eye, default, default, default. And that's it. So now our eyes are completely rigged. So what I had originally done is I had only rigged one angle of this puppet, just as like a proof of concept to make sure I knew how to do the parallax. And then there's some lead follow behaviors in here. There's kind of some more unique stuff that I haven't done too much of. So I wanted to make sure I got all that dialed in. And once I had all that dialed in, I would go in and fill up the stuff that I already know how to do, like all this building that you're seeing today. Oh, my back hurts. I will be right back. I'm going to grab a glass of water. All right. And we're back. Okay, so let's move on to the legs on the left and right. I think we already did those. We did. The legs are done. The worm eyes. Oh, I love the worm guy. He's like one of my favorite parts of this whole puppet. Worm. The front's going to be done. So we can open up these bodies again. Make sure we close. See, why didn't I close these things? There we go. Worm, worm, worm. Should have 4 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head, face, right eye contents, left eye contents. Yes. Head, face, right eye contents, left eye contents. We're going to do it 2 more times. Face, right eye, left eye. So you have multiple neutrals. He does. So we're going to have to do those as well while we're in here. So head, face, right eye, left eye, mouth. Yeah, we'll do the mouth too. That's the neutrals. Coming down, neutral, neutral. Neutral, and the neutrals are so he can change his expression. You'll see as we build this out what I mean. We're missing the apple mouths. I know that's the last thing I have to do, so I'm going to close it so it's not in my way. As a matter of fact, let's move it up here. Yeah. Let's put it with his eyes. Eyes and mouth. Hand, eyes, mouth, legs, and then we're on to the... Oh, sorry about that. Microphone. And then we're on to the worm. Beautiful. Okay, so coming into our worm layers here, we're going to grab smile 2, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Smile 1. And then the all-important default layer. I can't wait to show this puppet off. I think it's going to be one of the coolest builds. Okay, so we finished the mouths. We can close them up. And that'll make locating stuff a little easier. So now we have left eye and right eye. And the reason I have these on a swap set is because the left eye and the right eye have moving pupils. But the happy and closed do not. So I didn't even bother giving them like eye physics, if you will, because they don't really need it. Happy. I'm always building things differently just to see what will work better, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out as far as the worm's eyes. I missed that right eye. This is the closed. Then this right eye goes here, and then we should have 3 finger, 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 3 finger. Beautiful. Knowing those groupings are right there like that gives me confidence that it is all rigged properly. So now the only thing we have left is apple mouths. I don't believe I did the apple mouths. Let's make sure we close everything as we go here. That way it's not a mess later on. We're done with the worm. For now, at least. We might have more to do on the worm later. But I think he's good to go. There we go. Okay. Okay. And now you can see all of this fits really nicely in this window. We don't really have any scrolling we need to do. And now we need the apple mouth. So we have positive, negative, smile 1, surprised 1, smile 2. I don't feel like searching all of those. So we will head, face, mouth, neutral. Yeah, that's where it is. Head, face, mouth, neutral. And we're going to have to do that a lot. Okay. So now we have all of them revealed, though some of them should already be rigged up. The frontal should already be rigged up. Left walking, right walking. We left the front closed. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to show positive. Holding control. Positive. Positive. And positive. Positive is our default. Negative, that's going to be like sad, disappointed, any negative emotion. If he's feeling a negative emotion, this mouth shows up. And then smile. I mean, obviously, all of these mouths are quite situational, and some of them, it might not matter which one we use between like positive and smile, or smile 1 and smile 2. It's just for some variation. Hello, Patches. Oh, Allie. Hi, Allie. How are you this wonderful day? Surprised 1, surprised 1. Smile 2. Smile 2. Smile 2. And 1 final smile 2. And with that, this puppet is all rigged up. Everything's placed. We'll assign some hotkeys here. These all need to be set to latch. So check this out. Do you ever use head turns? I have a puppet that I struggle to get Adobe to recognize the head turns. It depends on how you do the head turn. The sensitivity can be kind of wonky in that, like, you didn't really look too far left, but it showed the left side of the face on the puppet. And that can be calibrated, that can be dialed in. And that's kind of the key, is to dial in and have good lighting. I don't have my camera on right now. I'm not using the webcam, but when I do, you'll see the puppet eyes kind of shake a little bit because my camera light is not currently on. So you want to be well lit, and you really do have to dial it in, which I can show you how to do that in one of these streams. So with that, we're all rigged up. We're going to assign some hotkeys here. We're going to give them, I'm a big fan of the peace sign. Oh, wait, we need to rig it so it's all latch. Oh, they're all set to latch. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to rig peace to be, let me get out my MIDI key here. We're going to actually give it a MIDI key. We're going to give it this button. And then we're going to go peace. We'll do metal, and that'll be this button. There we go. Okay, so the right hand and the left hand have hotkeys. The Apple has hotkeys. Board default doesn't need to be a hotkey. What is it? That's 3. Default will always be default, like that down here. So it never needs a hotkey. So this is 1 and 2. Yeah, I like that. And then Apple mouths positive doesn't need a hotkey. Negative, we have 3 mouths. Oh no, we have 4 mouths to cycle between. So we'll do, oh, these are my MIDI keys. Oh, I gave him the wrong MIDI key. Silly me. Not with it today. Here, let's instead of MIDI keys, let's do standard hotkeys for these ones. I'm playing with which keys need a hotkey and which keys need a MIDI key right now. Positive doesn't need one, so we can save Z. It's nice to catch you on stream so I can pick your brain. Your video helped me a tremendous amount. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I have a puppet comedy show on Sundays, and I create my own puppet based on a puppet I built in real life. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I haven't built any real life puppets yet, but I'm sure someday. I'd probably combine it with digital, though. I've seen people they use Adobe Character Animator, and they pair it with a projector, and they'll project a face on an object, so like a giant inflatable pumpkin, and they'll do like a live Halloween show on their lawn with the animated pumpkin. I thought that was pretty cool, a pretty cool use of the skill. Legs, Q, W, E. I want to make sure I'm not stacking any hotkeys. Q, W, E. 3, 4, happy closed. I have 1, 2, I have 3, 4. Okay, and then worm mouths. Let's do... maybe we have 3. For the worm mouths, we'll do 890. We'll keep the worm on the opposite end of the keyboard. That way we can remember. And then also, these are the only ones I had on MIDI keys. I'm actually going to give them normal hotkeys because we don't have too many. O, and we'll come up to this one. We'll do P. There we go. So now we're pretty much all rigged up. Do you use Fresco? Oh, that heart icon's in the way. Go away, heart icon. Do you use Fresco to do your shapes? I've been using it simply for the... I can't see, there's a heart in the way. I'm going to do this. Bloop. Okay. Do you use Fresco to draw your shapes? I've been using it simply for the vector shapes. No, I don't. Okay. Fresco I don't like because of the limited layers. And I've been using Illustrator for so long that, I mean, it has polygon tool, star tool, line tool. Between that and the pen tool, I have everything I need in Illustrator. Though I do like the mashup of raster and vector art. I think that's really interesting, and I would really like to see that done in Adobe Character Animator, because you can do in raster art what you can't do in vector. You can make things look really, really realistic or stylized, but with vector art, we kind of just get these shapes, and we can shade the shapes, and we can make them look 3D, and you can really do a lot to compare to raster art. But I mean, raster art, you get that photo quality, which I think is really cool for things like still plaid, the still plaid style in animation, where it's like the character moves, but the texture on the shirt stays the same. I think that would be really cool to do with that style, Fresco style. Okay, so hopping into Character Editor, I am missing a couple hotkeys I noticed. Let's close these up, because these hotkeys were made when this was only a 1-angle puppet, and now this is a 5-angle puppet. So we need to, oh my word, close everything properly. I'm not even, look at that. I left all that open. There we go. Okay. Apple, create a swap set. So now we have angles we can trigger between, and we're going to give these hotkeys of, oh, I can't even remember what we used. We used 890, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will give this H, J, K, and L. L, and we're going to set all these to latch. There we go. Okay, so now we have triggerable angles. And that might be the only hotkey we were missing. We haven't rigged up the walking yet. I always do that last, because walking is how do I put this? It's there for the 1% of the time you need it. So I don't like, I mean, I did go all out this time. Like all the hands are rigged, all the mouths are rigged, all the eyelids are rigged. But usually I don't even bother because you only see a walking character for a short amount of time. And I rarely need a walking character for a long period of time. But I have been trying to build for the future lately. And someday I may want to animate someone like walking down a street and talking. I've done it a couple times. And it's nice to have all the bells and whistles rigged up when you need it. Nibbler, hey, my cat's eating dog food. Stop eating dog food. You have cat food. Go away. Okay. So we have H, J, K, L to trigger our angles, and we're going to use those to make sure everything works. Do. Come on, load, please. Oh, and we can turn this on now. Oh, but my background needs to be green. There we go. Oh, my leaf is probably transparent though with that. Okay. We have some. Oh, I didn't rig. He's not rigged. That's funny. Okay, yeah. I didn't rig the 3/4 angles yet, so let's come into here. This is really easy. Right arm. We're going to do the rigging on the arm layer. Dragging the shoulder up to the shoulder. We're going to tag that as a shoulder. And then we're going to throw in an elbow. And we're going to throw in... I always put the wrist in the hand. And that's because we will get like a... I think they've since fixed it because I haven't had the problem. But early on in the software, you'd get like a drag, like... From the wrist, the hand would kind of trail, almost like a kite tail on a kite. It would just kind of trail behind the arm. So I'm always in the habit of putting the wrist up high in the hand. Right arm, left arm. He turned into a hot. The worm talks to. That's awesome. Oh yeah, yeah. The here. Let's hop over here real quick. I'll show you. So I've been playing with the parallax. I never built a puppet with parallax. There's a company out there that does a lot. Let me recalibrate my eyes. There's a company out there that does a lot with, oh, that's annoying. Look at my webcam. I hate when it does that. I got this old Logitech C920. And it does this thing where the color just completely gets reset in my webcam. Even though it's... Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. But anyways, yeah, there's this company that works with... They do like all of their puppets with parallax. Which is super smart because you can get a left quarter, right quarter, and frontal with parallax. And it requires a lot less rigging. But I think it's situational. Everything is situational in this software. And... parallax looks nice, but it's not always needed. So I've never really learned it because I like traditional 80s, 90s style, like Jetsons and all the classic animations from my childhood. And none of them ever had parallax. So I draw on that to create my own art. So I never really played with parallax until now. Let me fix my webcam here. The exposure, it says it's way off. There we go. The ISO says it's way off. It just like resets the brightness, contrast, ISO, and all of that. Okay, there we go. And I usually have a backdrop. My backdrop's not up. So now you can see the worm's face. If I can move this here, drop a lamp apparently. There we go. And reset. And reset. There we go. So now the worm's face can look left and right. Because he doesn't really need... Oh, see my webcam. There we go. He doesn't really need... Oh, the lighting's so bad in here, and my lamp just fell too, and it's off. So, yeah. I didn't plan on checking the puppet this far. My partner would... like... I'm getting to share this out quick. The heart icon. I always gotta... Would love this. Ah, there we go. That heart icon on YouTube chat is always blocking that one last word. Okay. Let me move this over here and reset. Okay. So yeah, for parallax, it's just in the face. If we come into the face, you'll see I turned his parallax up to 1,044%. And that's pretty much all you got to do. You just have a face behavior and you crank this number up. I was going to completely rebuild this puppet the other day because I broke a part of it, but then I realized how to recover it. So phew, I don't have to fix everything. But to be honest, I had all of the first angle of everything rigged. And then as I recovered it, I realized I pretty much caught myself back up. So, but I got to restore some things like the parallax behavior, and I dialed in the eyelids. So if I hit my blink button, you'll see my eyelids track my face pretty well. They weren't. It took me a second to dial those in because it's with the parallax, and you can see how my face shakes. That's because my lighting is really bad. Okay, so anyways, I wanted to figure out where I was. I needed to rig the arms and legs, and I want to get this lamp hung back up. There we go. Let me go turn this lamp on. Okay. It's bright as the sun. Okay, so, but we needed to finish rigging this. We had the right arm. We made the right wrist. We didn't give it a draggable. Let's center this guy. And then this puppet is actually for a class that I'm working on. Me and my student Rexy. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet, but I saw this big pack of puppets that you could purchase. Not puppets, artwork. I'm making the puppets. And I was like, hey, that would be a great teaching aid because we don't have to sit around and draw for 3 classes if someone doesn't have a puppet quite ready. So it just gives us something to work with to teach. The only thing is with the face as a body, it's a unique puppet, but a lot of people do the faces for bodies, and I haven't done too many, so this is a great learning experience for me. Let me put my glasses back on while we're in this mode. Okay. Left arm is done. Now we're going to come into the left leg. We have multiple legs, so I'm actually going to place the build on the inside of the leg folder. Where's the right leg? There it is. On the default, and we're going to make these defaults independent. And is this the walking? This is not. Okay, so kneecap, hip, ankle, toe. You notice I do the toe before the heel because they'll stack underneath each other sometimes. This is a big foot, but sometimes it'll like kind of stack like this where you can't see the one underneath. There we go. Right ankle. Oh, and these legs, we'll make these draggable. When you make a leg draggable, it's got to be on the heel. This one's good. Let's come into the left leg. And then heel draggable. There we go. Ba-da-ba. Okay, so we have the left leg and right leg done on this angle. They're independent. The leaf is not rigged. Oh no, this is going to be a lead follow. So we're going to come here, we're going to add a leader follower. And we're going to come to the stem. We're going to place the stem down, the rotation point down here, or origin point. I think they should rename the origin point the point of rotation, because that's all it is. It's the point at which this piece will rotate, and I think it kind of helps people understand what this is. Stem and leaf. We'll give this a dangle. And then this is going to be our leader. And when you do a leader follower, thanks for answering my questions. I look forward to rewatching this and picking your brain more in the future. Happy to have you here, Ellie Patches. Thanks for joining. Yeah, stop by anytime. I try to go live every day, but we'll see if we keep up with that. But I'm hoping to. So on the leader follower, we want to hit enter on the point, and we're going to name it leaf, L-E-A-F. And that's our leader. And then into the leaf here, we're going to place this origin point up here. And we're going to name the origin point leaf, which it already is. Wonder if that'll work. I thought it should auto name it leaf. There we go. Well, it still says origin. Huh. We'll see if that works. Okay. And then this is going to be dangle down here. I wonder, I almost want to change that because I don't want to learn something new. We're going to name this leaf part, all one word. And then we're going to come into here and we're going to add an extra handle right here. And we're going to name it leaf part, all one word. And that will guarantee, there's the follower, that will guarantee this matches up because this one says origin. And the layer is named leaf, and usually the handle will take the name of the layer, but it still says origin underneath it in yellow text, which concerns me. So we're just going to make a second one, just to make sure everything works properly. And that should work. We can go check it out. We didn't rig his arms yet, though, did we? Right arm. Oh, we did. Left arm. We did. Okay, so we can check this one angle. This would be right quarter with H. Oh, no. Paired cannot be on the same mesh, but the layer apple has leader and follower handles. So, oh, he's not working at all. So we messed something up. I'm guessing I have leader follower in more than one spot, maybe. Let's see if that does anything. There we go. Oh, deer. Ha. It's definitely not working right. Okay, let's see what we did wrong. The leaf needs to be independent. And then the stem, it would probably help if it was independent. Okay, let's try that. I love when problems happen. There we go. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay. And it looks like the stem works. It's too floppy. And my webcam really isn't tracking my face well today. It's probably the glasses. Yeah, it tracks better after I take my glasses off. Oh, and also the fact that I'm streaming. That definitely eats up a lot of resources. His feet aren't pinned. Let's go pin his feet. But they're pinned on the frontal angle, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Why aren't they pinned over here? Fixed. It's a little better. His feet still. Oh, man. Yeah, that's not acting right. Oh, no lim-ik. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll make it act not right at all. Right quarter. What? I think I can add it to the very top. We're going to add lim-ik, and we're going to check these handles real quick. It just found right quarter and left quarter. Okay. Now I'm going to add it to each one individually just so I can have more overall limb control. I think that's where we'll have to call it. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Cool. Till next time.